My name is Melissa Delgado, and we're at Bonita Flats Farm and Vineyard, and I am the farmer and owner. Here at the farm, we have developed relationships with restaurants to where we put a market up in each restaurant, and they also use the fresh produce that we set up. We also, of course, sell to certain individuals that want fresh organic produce that they trust. It's the freshest, it's gonna last the longest. This one is gonna go to True Foods in Harlingen.
I'm hoping to have all the juices done today.
Okay.
So then if I do like that, I can just go by tomorrow.
Okay.
But whenever you have a chance, whenever you have time.
Yes, not a problem.
Okay. Perfect.
She's also, she makes the juices. So she's gonna be using local product to make her juices to sell here. So she's another local business.
How do you like her stuff?
How do I like my stuff?
Her stuff.
Hers, oh, I love it. I love it. Everything's super fresh. Even my kids like the carrots. They taste so much different when they come straight from the ground. So yes, I love her stuff. And I'm gonna start using that in my juices as well. That's what I was talking to her about right now. So like that, we keep it fresh, keep it local.
And we have organizations like Texican, who is a food truck out here in Brownsville, and they truly focus on buying as much local as possible. And so I can just take as much as I want. They're doing really well with what they're purchasing from local vendors and selling to the public.
Something like this. Take these out and throw them away.
At the very beginning that they came out here to help me with drip irrigation, soil samples, we reviewed what I was planning on growing and what markets. And then as time went on, every year we would go to all the workshops that they had, and we learned more and more every single time that we went, whether it be the production planning, tunnels, just different things that we all need to think about as farmers. And so these little disease here, when they're out here, we'll talk about grass cover, weeds, chickens, temperature, too much rain, not enough rain, how to supplement the soil. And it's just a very comfortable relationship that I know I can call a friend. I feel like I can call my friends and just ask, hey, what do I do about this, or what do I do about that? And it's never something so strict and uptight, and it's just a wonderful friend that you can call that knows how to help you. And they're always there. I want beets. I want to pickle beets. And so they ate all of my beets that I had out here completely. Growing down here in the valley, it's such a unique environment. We deal with so many things that they don't all over the country. We have a growing season that's literally year round. And we also, one of our biggest problems is pests and mildew, that we have such a high humidity that, it's just very difficult to deal with. So we can always just call and ask one of the agents how much, what are my beneficials for this? What kind of flowers should I be growing to deter this type of pest? What should I be growing during this season instead of this, or do you recommend this variety or not? As you go along, growing year after year, they know who you are, they know what you've tried, they've gone through the mistakes with you, and you can just ask what they recommend and go forward.
We need to plant corn. Yeah. I like corn.
I think this is going to be the best spot, Mom, right here next to the tunnel. Yeah. So the tunnel was going to help me to extend my summer season. So that means basil, which is extremely popular, squash, tomatoes, peppers. All of those things are things that people are so accustomed to getting year-round down here. And they want them. They want them for their sopitas, they want them for this, they want them for that. And so it was difficult for just a farmer out in the field to grow those things. They're going to die right away by, December, January. They're not going to stay all season. One cold front and they go. But it is also a complete learning process to grow in a tunnel with soil samples, with rain, with, say, different pests accumulate in there than the ones out in the field. There's mildew in there because it's captured. It gets extremely hot. You need to be careful with how hot it gets and how cold it gets. I mean, it's just you constantly have to be monitoring. So it is something that you have to grow with as well and figure it out, because it does have its whole nother book of growing. We're doing the turnips.
Oh yeah.
So we cooked them the other day, boiled them with the carrots all together, and then we mashed them.
Oh, just virgin olive oil?
Once we break ground on our building, then we will have a farmer's market out here. On Saturdays, people can come and purchase and have that beautiful farm experience where many people would like to pick their own carrots or their own beets, where we can enjoy morning breakfast that's all organic, or salads, or whatever it is. We plan on expanding to the winery, a commercial kitchen, to a small farmer's market here on the property where people can come out and enjoy their Saturdays.
Oh, how can you not like it if you've never tasted it?
Well, that's what I want to do when we start the commercial kitchen and cooking classes with what we're growing. We also want to try to focus on ecotourism. We are only a mile away from Highway 100 on the way to the island. And so in order to bring families in to enjoy the farm atmosphere, we'll need their assistance in how to make it a more ecotourism, eco-environment, something more sustainable that people can come out and enjoy. We've always talked about chickens, so we would really love to have our own, especially if we're going to be having morning breakfast during the farmers markets. We would love to offer farm fresh, organic eggs. We're also considering geese for the vineyard because they are a natural pest eater. And so to let them roam around our vineyard would be perfect. We want to also expand into a 40-tree orchard of citrus that's down here, and we will need their assistance in that, especially with knowing exactly what we're going to need to supplement the soil, how much watering that these trees are going to need, what a spraying program. I think it's really important that people who are just starting to farm get people who are actually farming, and that's actually their job, to assist young farmers like me. It has helped ease the transition for me to go from a beginning farmer to a more advanced farmer. And every year, I mean, they know what I've already been through the first few years, and so they know where to push me and lead me to with my more advanced questions as I move forward. I think that you go into it a little scared because you're basically alone and having to do your own research. It's definitely helpful for somebody who's just getting started that they have a resource to go to with all the questions that they need. You're basically alone trying to figure it all out. And then when you know that you have such a huge support system, it's a little easier. And I know that I can always pick up the phone and call anyone, and I'll get answers, and it'll be a lot easier. Any young farmer who I know that's wanting to get into farming, I always enthusiastically support, and I always push them to all the programs that I have used in the past so that they can have more resources and more information.